Hello and welcome to the Philippines. In this video, I'm going to point out a lot of the sites, condominiums, different things here in Cebu City that I have visited, done videos on. And for those of you who don't know, I've been doing videos since 2015 when I first came here, 3 trips, spent a lot of time here. I've done a lot of videos about cost of living, about condominiums and other real estate. Buying, selling, renting, what do you get, how much does it cost, what are the things to look out for. I'm going to point out a lot of those. This is a motorbike trip. He took a different route than normal, so anyway, off to the left is Club Ultimate Condominiums, Crown Regency Hotel, and the 301 Ramos Street Bar and Restaurant there. Where we started was the Velez. Right to the left is Cebu, it's a veterinary, Crown Regency Hotel, and Club Ultima Condos. Again, there I've done videos there. The Summit Hotel right ahead there, I've done a video in there. Bull's Coffee on the corner. Gets a number of expats. Tall building in the picture there is Horizon 101. 2 towers there. I think the one is about 55 stories, and that is on Mandaue Avenue, which we're coming up to here. And I've done a video. There's a leather place up here, just on the right, just right about here. Mandaue, I think, Mandaue, and they make shoes and belts and all sorts of things. Anyway, we're crossing Mango Avenue there, street, National Bookstore there. That turn right there, and this whole section to the right used to be Mango Square. It's still Mango Square, but it used to be a big entertainment area. Now I think they've only got one disco, just opened up recently. Those buildings ahead of us, that is Baseline Condominiums. I have 1 or 2 videos in there, and they've got additional towers. You got the Royal Hotel, number of hotels along here. Many of you who've stayed in this area are familiar with them. And as I said, I've got over 1,000 videos up, so check those out as well. Thumbs up or thumbs down, whatever helps promote the channel. And you've got the Citadines, I think Citadines, it's owned by Robinsons, I believe, hotel there as well. And then they're still building some more Baseline condominiums in the back there. And I think this is a new, and I think that is either condos or apartments, I think. And I think this is a new hotel called One Hotel, and the Paragon Hotel, I've done a video in there a number of years ago. There are a number of bars, restaurants off to the left on this street. We passed them already, but there are a number on the side streets. Mango Square is not the entertainment area. It's mostly fast food places, laundromat. Across from Mango Square, I went over there the other day and I asked the security guard, are these 3 bars over here, are they going to open up? And one was called Rocky. Some of you have been there. And he said, no, they're going to tear this down. They're going to build another condominium on this property across the street from Mango Square. This is Escario Street. Very interesting street. It's got a lot of activity on it. Major street. And going this way will take you close to Ayala Mall. They've got a number of little like strip malls off in these areas. One here. In fact, there's back in this area, there is a what's that called? All Time Fitness, I believe. A big fitness place. And SM Mall also has a big fitness area. Oyo Hotel. Oyo is a chain of budget hotels, basically, is what I've read. I sent them an email some time back, and I wanted to do some videos on their properties. I never received any response, which is pretty common, my experience in the Philippines. And back over here again, you've got a coffee shop there and quite a number of restaurants back in there. It's worth taking a look down there on Escario Street. I like to walk, and I've walked this street many times over the years. A number of condominiums, apartment buildings, as you get off on the side streets here. I don't know if you can hear it in the background, some loudspeaker, vehicles driving around with loudspeaker. It's election season, so that's how they advertise for their various candidates. We have a lot more bicycles on the street, sharing the road. Since the last 2 years of travel lockdowns, there was little to no public transportation, so more and more people bought bicycles. And this place here, Palacio, something like that, I've done a video in there. They've got condominiums and or apartments, whatever they call them, for rent. We're going to be driving through the Cebu Business District, which is owned by Ayala. That's where the big Ayala Mall here is in Cebu City. And a lot of bank buildings, corporate buildings, a number of other buildings. And yes, these motorbikes provide a more efficient mode of transportation. There is some risk involved. I have a motorbike. I choose not to drive it in town. This here is the Golden Peak Hotel. Some of you are probably familiar, and we just crossed Gorordo Avenue. Goes north into the Lahug area, and we're coming upon. You see all these buildings up ahead of us, and I believe Billy's Bar is right. It is right behind that vehicle right there, I think. Billy's Bar. He used to own El Gecko Bar, some of you are familiar with. So he's now on Escario Street, just northeast of Gorordo. And now we're coming into those bigger, taller buildings, hotels, and you've got Quest Hotel, the Mandarin Hotel, and across the street to the left is the Park Lane Hotel. And we're coming up to just off to the right, basically, is Ayala Mall and Cebu Business District. Very busy intersection here. Occasionally there's a traffic enforcer standing out there, but usually not. And it just works. People just make it work. Very efficient. If you put lights there, it would actually slow down the traffic. It can be a bit stressful if you're not used to that sort of thing, but Filipinos make it work. There's very few traffic lights in Cebu metro area and almost no stop signs. People just stick their nose out there. One side will go for a while, then the other side will go. The building center left there is the Waterfront Hotel. They've got one here and one over next to the Cebu Mactan International Airport. Mactan Cebu International Airport. That building straight ahead of us with the horizontal white lines is Avenir, and it is marketed as a business condominium. You can purchase, for instance, a desk that will fold up, fold down into a bed, or a bed, put the other way, a bed that will fold up and you'll have a desk there, that sort of thing. So if you have a call center, for instance, and you or your workers could sleep right there and have your office there as well. Tall buildings there, and the smaller buildings to the right of that, grand condominiums, and the two smaller towers, which aren't that small, are occupied, and I think I'm not quite certain when the other ones are going to be ready to be occupied. Number of commercial commercial towers, part of, you got the Sentinel. The Sentinel is an older condominium. Units tend to be larger. You've got 88th Avenue back in there, kind of like a strip mall. I've done a number of videos back in there. You've got and you've got Crossroads. You've got a number of, got a Mexican restaurant back in there. You've got Abaca restaurant, number of other things. You've got IT Park, those buildings over there. A city within a city, IT Park. Used to be the airport originally, and it used to be called the Chinese Business Park, something like that. But you got a number of, you've got restaurants, you've got banks, you've got corporate towers, a ton of call centers in IT Park, condominiums, and I've done videos about the park and the condominiums. You've got Calix, you've got Avida has 2 older towers and 3 or 4 newer towers presently. You've got the Cebu City Country Club just to the right there. Membership, I think you have to be invited to join there. Not sure how much I picked up the paperwork there at one point in time, but haven't really gone over the details. And the way we're headed, the Chinese, some sort of Chinese, I'm not sure if that's a temple or what it is there. And got Mandaue Foam, which is a furniture manufacturer and retail place. They've got several places in Cebu City metropolitan area. Kasambagan Market, fruit vegetable market. That is a apartment condominium, all studios, I believe, within IT Park, just as you enter it from this side. And as we go up here, there's a number of hotel condominiums up here, just off to the right. I forget the name of it, but there are options. You go up this way, and you'll see off to our left, you've got Gaisano Country Mall. Gaisano has a lot of malls throughout the Philippines, and I can find some things there that I can't find other places. This is one of the universities, University of Cebu, I believe, just to the right. Close, a little too close for comfort there, but we made it okay. And yeah, off to you've got Gaisano Country Mall there. Small, older mall, but a lot of the things that you would need. Gaisano has a, what do you call it, department store there. Those buildings straight ahead of us. Alicia condominiums, residences. They've got a couple different buildings there. One is more longer term, I think. And then right across, so it's walking distance to the mall here, right across the street, right to the right, is Robinson's grocery store and a little bit of a strip mall there, some restaurants in there, a number of different things. We are on Governor M. Cuenco Avenue presently, and we're going to go up here. We're going to take a right on Fortuna Street. And a lot of Korean type. If you take a left here, for instance, a lot of there are a number of restaurants, number of different places to eat back in there. Interesting and unusual type places. Worth checking out. A lot of these streets. Every street I go down is like a new adventure. Number of little hotels. The tallest building just straight ahead of us there, I believe that is called Midori condominiums. The tall ones over to the right there, you can just see through the trees. That is called Midpoint condominiums. And I've done videos there as well. I will put up a map of this trip at the end of this video, and you've got Cebu Home Builders, a big, kind of like a Home Depot or Lowe's furniture place. And there's a big new development here. You've heard of the Radisson Blue, perhaps, across from SM Mall in Cebu City. This is going to be the Radisson Red, I believe. And not just the hotel, but it's a condominium project as well. Yeah. Astra is the name of the condominium project. And a they're going to have commercial space in there, retail space, condominiums, and the Radisson Hotel. So that's really coming along quite quickly. Another little like strip mall back in there. Got a few of those along this Fortuna Boulevard. I get confused sometimes whether they're called boulevards or streets or avenues. I will do another video soon about the updates in the next day or two. Updates and things that are going on around Cebu City. I just read an article just a couple minutes ago that said most of the Philippines is going to remain under level 1 risk factor, at least until the middle of May. And they do that. They change the rules. They change classifications about every 2 weeks, sometimes more often than that, which makes it a little confusing. But they're putting some areas into level 2 risk. So we'll see how outside the cities, Lapu-Lapu, Mandaue City, Cebu City, the Tri-Cities here, Harley-Davidson dealer there, are under level 1. I believe the rest of the province, Cebu province, is under level 2. So I'll get another video. I will get a little more into the details of what that actually means. What the government says, what life is actually on the street, can be two different things. Metro supermarket there. A friend of mine lives down the street here. And you take that street to the right, it would take you to Bamboo Bay condominiums, residences. And I lived there for about a year. And there are a number of other developments down there as well, housing developments. There are a couple hotels along here. Some cater to Japanese. I know there's a Japanese karaoke bar. I think there's a hotel that caters to Japanese. There's a hotel that caters to Koreans here. Koreans being the largest number of tourists any given year in the past. The Chinese and Japanese, Americans, other Westerners are also big tourists here. That doesn't exclude you if you want to stay in those hotels, but they more cater to that clientele, I guess. I always agree on a fare. I just flag this guy down and ask him, well, how much? And we agreed on 150 pesos, about $3 for this trip that took about 20 minutes. And a taxi ride would have been, there's the Orchard Hotel, I believe. A taxi ride would have probably been about 200 pesos, 190 pesos, something like that. That bar, was a bar up there. That was a bar run by an American. He went out of business, I think, about a year or so ago because of these travel lockdowns. Right ahead of us, we have the J Center Mall. That's where the main immigration office is. You've got the taller building there is Toyoko Hotel. They've got a water park up on one of the higher levels, water park, bar, a number of different things there. There again, J Mall is an older, smaller mall, but it has many of the things that you would need. It's got a grocery store, it's got a hardware store. Ace Hardware, perhaps. Ace and True Value are in a lot of the malls here, and then there's a couple of Handyman, I think, is one of them. There you go, Toyoko Inn. I will add the route map here and then point out a lot of other things as well. So I'm using software called Snagit, and they may have a free version, not sure. It's screen capture software, and I pay for it. I think I pay $50 a year, something like that. And that I think that gives me updates each year, each time a new thing comes out as well. Anyway, this is the trip that I took. Up here it says 25 minutes, is about 8.4 kilometers, and that was pretty close. I think we did it in 22 minutes. But anyway, let me zoom in down here. I start down here by Cebu Velez General Hospital. And we'll zoom in and I'll show you some things along the way again. We went up Ramos Street. Ramos Bar is right in here. This is Fuenteos Mina Circle, big traffic circle. There's a Robinson's Mall here and over here. Robinson's Fuente here, Robinson's Cybergate on the other side. I was here for, I think, about a year before I realized there were two different Robinsons. This one has grocery store, department stores. One over here has more restaurants. Anyway, Chunghwa Hospital, a medical center here, Cebu Doctors Hospital up here, just to give you an idea. Anyway, getting back to the route, we came up here and took a little shortcut through this Rain Tree Mall area. And this is considered the uptown area, and I'm not really sure where the cutoff of the uptown area is, but this is the uptown versus the downtown area. And then we went straight across. Instead of, normally we would go down Mango Avenue that way, and then up here and over this way. But anyway, this driver, which I'm glad he did, took me up this way, and every time you point your pointer, you get one of those things showing up. We went past Baseline Residences and came up here to Escario Street, and we took Escario Street across over here. This is Cebu Business District with the Ayala Mall. Ayala Terraces is part of the Ayala Mall here. And then this is the intersection, very busy intersection with no traffic lights. Took a slight left there, and here's Avenir. Here's the Waterfront Hotel and Casino over there. Grand Residence I pointed out. One thing about Google Maps you have to be careful of is a lot of the place markers are not accurate on well, I won't say a lot, but some of the place markers are not accurate. I think almost anyone can put a place marker there. Not positive, but anyway, you've got IT Park up in this area up in here. IT Park, a city within a city. And they've got an Ayala Mall called Central Block here as well. And a lot of corporate buildings, restaurants. There are a number of, there's Calix condominium. There is Asia Premier condominiums. There are Avida Towers up here. They've got a couple older ones, and then they've built here in the last few years, they have built 3 or 4 additional towers up in here. Anyway, going up through here, continuing on, you've got the Cebu Country Club here. You've got a place, one of the hotels I couldn't remember off to the right was the Main Hotel and Suites. I have not been there, but I have done videos about at the Holiday Spa, at Avida Towers, at Calix and Asian Premier condominiums over here, as well as the mall over there. And then you get up here, you've got Montebello Hotel back. You got to go around the back side of Gaisano Country Mall. Some of you have stayed there. Very nice hotel back in there. And we passed Alicia Apartels. They have condominiums and apartels. And University of Cebu, Banilad. There you've got where the Robinsons is over here. You've got what's called Banilad Town Center, or BTC as some people call it. And you come up here to this corner. Here again, if you take a left here, if you take this road back in here, Mara Luisa is a more expensive housing development back in there. Streetscape, I've been back in there. I've taken some video I need to put. I've taken so many videos that I just haven't had time to put up. The Henry Hotel, I've done a video there, a very unique hotel. You can check out that video. Maybe I'll put a link at the end of the video, this video. Unique designs and sizes, and a friend of mine helped run a chiropractic clinic there for a while. Anyway, coming down here, you have, I pointed out a number of strip malls. Oak Ridge Business Park is one of those. Mango Green Village. Not sure if that's a subdivision. That may be a subdivision. Travel in here, McDonald's on the corner, and if you take a right there, you've got Urban Deca Homes. You've got another Mandaue Foam down here, and further down here you've got Bamboo Bay Community down in here as well. And normally I would take this street coming over here and then up and over, but glad he took the long way around. Red Doors is a marketing company. You'll see their name on a lot of hotels that used to have different names. And get down here, and we have J Center Mall. They got the Sky Park Water Park up on, I forget what, up on one of the higher levels there. And another important point, I've had taxis take this longer route a couple times, even coming here, going back the other direction. I've asked them, where are you going? I'm going uptown area. And he said, because of traffic, because of construction. And in fact, several times, he said, if you want me to turn around, I'll turn around and go back this way. But several times, actually, the ending fare was less to go that way because the traffic was moving. A lot of these taxi drivers, they've got communication with each other, got some kind of app on their phone where they communicate with each other. It costs them, I don't know, 60, 80 pesos a day, I think. And they tell each other, hey, we need taxis here. We have too many taxis here. This route is going very slow. So that helps them make choices. So there's been a number of times I've called them out, says, where are you going? And they said, because of traffic. And I've gotten, so okay, I understand. I know about what the fare should be. Normally I would have come over, probably over this way, up here, through the business park, and over to Cabahog Street, and then up this road here, Hernan Cortez Street, and then hit Fortuna and gone there. You can see it's shorter on the map, not necessarily faster, but sometimes it is. This road here, Hernan Cortez, can get, it's just a 2-lane road, can get really backed up sometimes. So thanks for coming along. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you next time.